My check. My check. Okay, sorry about that, folks. I'm just had a little bit of a mic issue, and hopefully I fixed the problem. So okay, so let us welcome. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Wrestling Prime season finale, part one. As you saw at the little graphic there, the WWE year end wrap up. We are going to be doing that. We're going to talk about some. We're going to bring up some things uh that some of my favorite moments that happened this year in WWE, and yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun with that. But before we do, let's do some shout outs and everything. Um, First, let's give a shout out um to Raz and the gang over at Mats and Monsters over on the Owl Light Network. Check them out. These guys are amazing, and you'll love every moment of it. Check it out on the Owl Light Network on the YouTube channel. You'll love it just as much as I do. Um, and of course, happy holidays again to them as well too. But also happy holidays to Crypto Slam, uh, Tails, and Josh, and everybody. Shout out to you guys. Um, Hope you have a good holiday. No, I'll be doing the same. I'll be shouting them out again tomorrow too. So yeah. Um, this episode is brought to you by M&J Video Games and Collectibles. If you have any wrestling stuff that you want to get rid of, whether it's autographed items or um, some, some autographed replicas, as well too. Um, pretty much anything that's autographed, even pop vinyls, as well too, and uh, action figures, and also um, cards as well too. You could check and you happen to be in vacationing in the Southington, Connecticut area, and you want to check out this amazing store, you could do so at the website mnjvideogames.com for directions and a list of events that they have going on. So you don't want to miss it because that place is cool. And give a shout to John. Tell him that Tom Dog says something. Also, this episode is brought to you by W Energy. This episode is also brought to you by W Energy. And what is W Energy? It's an energy supplement that has nothing in here. I'm a bad person that I'm not drinking their product live on the thing. Well, can I say? You know, I'll make money doing this show, but that doesn't mean you can't spread the wealth and enjoy the wonderful products over at W Energy because it's an energy supplement that has no no sugar, no artificial colors, flavors, or dyes, and no chances of you tapping out to anybody or laying down for anybody. It's like you will not crash, you will not burn, you will not fall flat on your back, and whatever happens to you. Well, you'll be fully energized to having your own WrestleMania moment or whatever, and yeah, you'll be glad you did. And if you go to w.gg right now, use that promo code Brill at the checkout, save 10% on your purchase just in time for the holidays. And and even if you don't get it on your even if you don't get it on your um before Christmas, then well, there's you can also 8 days 8 days of Hanukkah as well too. So you'll have plenty of time to get that as well too. Happy holidays again from W Energy. Yes, this is our um this is our year end wrap up for WWE, and this was a big year for WWE. Hey Hassan, how are you? Happy holidays. Glad you're tuning in to this wonderful um episode that we got lined in for you. And yeah, we're gonna be bringing in the bottom there that I believe in Joe Henry. So yeah, sorry, Bob. We're gonna get right into this video. It's gonna be it is gonna be relatively short. I know, and so yeah, we are gonna start um with my now usually now for those who are new with my countdown um system. I do I do from I do a top five, and so yeah, um, I have the top five, um, the top five moments and everything like that, and so yeah, everything that you'll see here that I talk about will be um, five and everything. That's just how I do things around here and everything like that. And for those who have watched Channel X in the past and everything like that, it's yeah, it's pretty smooth. Yeah, and I gotta say, WWE had a pretty good year. I actually had a hard time. I literally had a hard time doing a the bad moments because to me, I didn't really think that there was anything bad about this season and about this year in WWE. They had some pretty good moments, and also, however, by all means, if I missed anything, when it comes uh with anything, if there's anything that I did not mention on this list that is different than the list that I have, I would love to hear your your feedback on on any that I missed, and yeah, it's one of those things because I want I do like including everybody, so I wanna know um what you all have to say as well too. But yeah, definitely um let's share some input and everything like that because I definitely would love to hear what you have to say. Hmm. And I used up all my energy just on the monologue. Um, just a quick reminder that tomorrow is our AEW wrap up and the final part of our season finale. So if there's um so if you were so this is tonight is nothing but WWE stuff. Tomorrow's nothing going to be everything about AEW. So um so other than this mention here, you won't hear anything about AEW in this episode other than what we have here. We got the final boss here. Hey, how's it going there? Final boss. Merry Christmas to you too. And uh, we got the final boss here. Question is, the final boss made the list. Spoilers. Question is where? Where on the list? Alrighty. What is this? I I just got to say one thing though. I do like the handprint. I don't know if that's part of my. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's so I'm gonna go with the bad moments first because I'm gonna tell you that this was a really, really hard list to do. And yeah, like I said, this was a really, really hard list and everything like that. I'm just looking at my tablet here in case um I get more because actually, you know what I should do? Be smarter. Excuse me. I'm such a rude little bitch. Oh, I actually have it here. I forgot that, I'm using the Google Notes. I forgot that it's synced automatically. So here are, um, so yeah, like I said, I'm going to do the bad moments first because it basically was um, a tough list to do because, like I said, I didn't really see anything bad, that bad about, this year in WWE. But, so yeah, but like I said, I'm going to start with this first. And then we'll go to the fun stuff right after. So, yeah, I just want to get all the back crap out of the way before I start it. So yeah. Um, I believe in Joe Henry because you say his name, he appears. I don't think he's going to appear here. It's possible, unless, but it's last moment. I didn't really mention anything because I follow him on Twitter. I didn't post any. I'm sure one day. Uh, all right, enough stalling, folks. Let's get going. Okay, so the top five bad moments in WWE. Here we go. Number five, Damian Priest's title run, and yeah, it after he won, after he won the title at WrestleMania, it was pretty cool because everybody wanted to see it, but then after it happened, it just seemed meh, you know, it just seemed lukewarm, and and yeah, it to me it was good seeing him win the title and everything like that. It was good. It was really really good. The world heavyweight championship, awesome. It was really awesome, and but it just seemed kind of like it just fizzled out fast. It's like you launch a bottle rocket into the air. You light that up, it shoots up, it does something spectacular, and then after that, it just fizzles out, and then it's gone. That's how I look at um the title, his Damian Priest and his title run in the WWE. And he had some rematches with Gunther, and we'll talk about that more later. And it just seemed like you know it's something that he could have had a longer run with, like maybe near the end of maybe close to Survivor Series instead of losing it at SummerSlam. It just I was kind of hoping that he would have the championship for even longer, but even though I do get the storyline that he's having with Finn Balor, I get it. I understand. It's just that his title, Damian Priest and his title run just seemed, you know, just like, okay, we got to put this belt on him because Seth Rollins is we're going to be working Seth Rollins with uh with CM Punk and everything. It just it was just a disappointment. Is what I'm saying. It's like his title run should have been just a little bit longer. Like maybe lose it at Survivor Series instead of SummerSlam. That's all I'm saying. Okay, up next, uh, Logan Paul's United States title run. Now, last year he won. We all know that he won the United States champion, and he was going to have, and he held it on for a year, which is, it's just, then, but during his time as United States champion, he didn't defend that title all that much, and it was an utter disappointment. He defended the U.S. title at Royal Rumble. He defended the U.S. title at WrestleMania, and then again at SummerSlam. That's three matches that he's had the title. Would have been the fourth one you know, had he stuck with the idea of going doing the whole champion versus champion with Cody Rhodes, and then Cody Rhodes would walk out the United States champion. But he didn't defend the title there. It was a disappointment. In and to me, you know, I know I don't like Logan Paul. I can't stand him, and everybody knows why I don't. And And yeah, this is one of the reasons why. This is the reason one of the reasons why I don't like him. There's personal reasons why I don't like him. And but I would have given him a chance had he not stroked his ego. And that's what he was doing during his US title run. Is that he's an utter disappointment. And he brings nothing to the table. He literally brings nothing to the table to WWE. All it is just he's just collecting a paycheck to pay off his legal fees. If you don't know that, then there you go. And then you know he's got all these legal fees because of his other his products, especially with Prime, which WWE is sponsoring them, sponsoring that product and everything, which is WWE sponsored, like the promotion deal, and that and the, and whenever there's a pay per view, they got to have the Prime logo on there. It's so ridiculously forced, is what I'm saying. It was absolutely horrible, and just seeing that cart there was you know down by ringside is a is an utter disappointment. It just feels so forced. And the product placement is just absolutely forced. And you know, and Logan Paul is just a waste of space. And to make even matters worse, he wants he he was talking about going into retirement because he's a father now. Okay, bravo, kudos for him. He's a father, good for him. I feel bad for the child because you know the baby has to put up with this loser. You know what I mean? I feel bad. I feel really bad for that man because that baby can do better. That's how I look at it. The baby can do better. I was like the moment and baby Paul, I'm telling you right now, so the moment, and this is my message for you. So pay close attention, okay? The moment you start walking, start running because you need to get out of that situation as fast as you can, because your little legs can take you. Hop on that bus and get yourself a one-way ticket out of that mess because you know because your father is a disappointment. I'm telling you that right now. I'm just saying, run. And what a surprise! And it will be such an amazing twist if Logan Paul wasn't the father. Like Logan Paul's wife got pregnant by somebody else. I mean, there's plenty of videos of his wife, um, you know, hanging around with Long Don Johnson or something like that. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. You know, that got leaked online some some long time ago. That was some good story right there. But yeah, and besides, and I don't even think, and to be personally, I don't even think that child is even Logan Paul's baby. I really don't, because I mean, you got KSI sucking on Logan's nipple on one side, and then on the other side, you got Mr. B sucking the other one. So yeah, and then you got I Show Speed giving Logan a reach around. So yeah, it's a fatal. Oh yeah, that's just how I look at that situation and everything. So you know, and it goes to what I've always said before: money talks, bullshit walks. And believe me, I'm doing a lot of bullshit. And right there was bullshit. But yeah, Logan Paul brings nothing to the table. You know, I'm sorry, Triple H, but you wasted money on this waste of space. Sorry. And it's like I mean, hey, it's your company now. You got it from Vince and everything, and you know, you're doing this thing with TKO, and which is good, by the way. I don't have a problem with it, and it's actually one of the coolest things one of the coolest things. I mean, you're doing things that Vince McMahon would never, ever in his life would ever do. I mean, he did do an invasion angle with World Championship Wrestling after he bought the company back in 2021. But then look what happened to that invasion angle. It was one of the most lousiest things ever. And and that's how I look at Logan Paul. That Logan Paul was a waste of money. And actually, Logan Paul in the WWE is the worst thing to happen to the company since Brawl for All. And that's just how I look at it. So, and then Logan Paul comes back um during the kickoff press conference, whatever you want to call it, now that WWE is going to Netflix next month, and and he's already going to be on Raw to calling out the champion of Gunther. I mean, are you shitting me? It's like, I mean, I don't want to. I know he doesn't deserve. He has no worthiness whatsoever of even going after. It's like because he's had an opportunity for the championship with um against Roman Reigns. Look what happened to him. He also had another opportunity with Cody Rhodes. That failed. What makes you think a third time, only this time with Gunther, is this going to be the magic number? I think third time's the charm, and you're gonna, you think you're gonna go over against Gunther, the Ring General, a man who is known to leave to open up blood vessels on people's chests. Sign me up because I want to see that happen. I mean, I just want to see Gunther just light up his chest like a Christmas tree. Hey, I'm in the holiday spirit. I'm in one of those moods and everything. I'm very emotional and sentimental, and the biggest, like I said earlier this year, the best birthday present that I ever got and was when LA Knight defeated Logan Paul for the United States Championship. That was the best birthday gift I have ever received. And and yeah, and I'm glad for that. And I will always treasure that moment because Logan Paul is a waste of space in the WWE. And I'm sorry, Trips, but you made a bad investment with Logan Paul. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. You made a really bad investment, and you know, and it's like you're just basically paying him to pay off his legal fees. That's all it is. I mean, you know, your company now. I'm not going to question you on that. I'm just saying that Logan Paul's not worth it. I mean, and then get rid of him and bring back Brock. I mean, please. And it's like whatever happened with Brock Lesnar. I'm sure. I'm sure it was like it was blown under proportion, but we need Brock Lesnar back because just so that Brock Lesnar can beat the shit out of Logan Paul because I still want to see that match. And Gunther, you know, that's another match I would love to see too. And plus also his I just hope that somewhere down the road we finally get to see um Goldberg and Gunther. But WWE, Triple H, from one wrestling fan to another, do not put Logan Paul over Gunther. Don't do it because that's a financial disaster. I'm telling you that right now. It really is a financial disaster because you know someone if anybody is like, and yeah, before I even go to the number, what number was I on? Yeah, before I go to number three, like, listen, it is a fine. It would be a PR nightmare if Logan Paul were to go over against Gunther. Like, you literally have no idea. Like I said, it's your company. You can do whatever you want, and yeah, it would, and yeah, I'm sure what you'll go with is putting butts in seats, but everybody knows their mistake. WCW made the mistake of putting the belt on David Arquette. It's over and done with now. We moved on from that, but apparently, it's embedded into our you know wrestling fan mind. We all know how much of a disappointment that was, and it was a financial disaster to do so. And yes, as much as I hate Logan Paul, he is a celebrity. He's you know he's current pop culture. We get that. We understand that. But putting the belt on him would be, as I said, a financial nightmare. And it would it would be real difficult to especially when you got your with Gunther being your top guy in the business, being the top guy in the business, he cannot lay down. He cannot lay down for Logan Paul. Absolutely not, because there will be there's a lot of Gunther fans out there that would be disappointed in that match if Logan were to win, especially when you have his entourage out there giving him giving Logan brass knuckles, which, to be quite honest with you, it's disgusting. It really is. Like, listen, I don't mind. I don't mind if you know, if you're doing that for heel heat, and I get that and I understand that. But the way Logan does it is that the fact he has to go outside of the ring and gets handed the brass knucks to him, and that's it. And to be quite, and Logan doesn't even need that because he has a surgically repaired hand that's made with titanium, and was made with titanium, with a titanium alloy. He doesn't need. He does not need brass knuckles. Technically, he can cold cock somebody, and that would be it. Those are the brass knuckles right there, and that's how he should be winning the match. That's how he should be winning the match is with that big fist, and have some people out there say, you know, "Oh, Logan Paul, he has that surgically repaired hand, and he's using that to his advantage to win matches." That's a bet. That would be a perfect. That's how I would book Logan Paul instead of make him cover up that hand and be done with it. And that's he doesn't need the brass knuckles. He really does not need those brass knuckles. He would be fine without him. You don't need him. He's got a surgically repaired hand, as I said. Work with that. You work with you had to do the angle when Lex Luger had that bionic forearm, you know, and and look where that got. You guys did a good thing with that. And yeah, that was the one positive factor that you had with Lex, is that, he had that, and he's having the same screws that Logan Paul has now. And there you go. Work with that. If Lex Luger can cover that up and do stuff with it, by all means, go work with it. Work with it instead of just having him go outside of the ring and have his boyfriend hand him some brass knuckles. I mean, that's just lazy. It's lazy because all that Logan Paul can do when the referee is not looking, you know, is eventually, if he starts wearing a protective glove, so that because technically it's a foreign object, have him cover up that hand. There you go. Working with that. That's how I would book Logan. As much as I hate him, I would, you know, if we were in the same company together, I would book that. I would book him like that and instead of saying, Logan, listen, you don't need the brass knuckles. We're gonna change up your thing. You're gonna, you know, start using your knuckles, your surgically repaired knuckle for now on. We're gonna do this thing where, you technically don't need the brass knuckles because you got that surgically repaired hand. And technically that titanium screws that you have on your knuckles, that's powerful than the brass knuckles. So technically you can work with that. And then we'll just do this thing where you cover your hand and everything like that. And, yeah, but then, when the referee's not looking and everything like that, you can take that glove off, knock that guy out, and then, you know, cover your hand while you're pinning your opponent for the 1, 2, 3. Boom. That's some genuine heel heat. And that's how I would book Logan, even though I hate him. But, I have to be professional and say, hey, this is, it's like, trust me, I think that would generate better heat for you, instead of going the way you're going. Believe me, I've been in this business no, I've been in this business longer than you, Logan. So, if he starts talking, it's like, don't tell me how to do my things. He's like, yeah, well, I'm a lot older than you, and I know what I'm talking about. So you want to, and it's like, listen, I done some crazy shit in my time, and yeah, and I would be that guy that I would use the when I was your age moment, because I will use that when I was your age moment. I said, "Listen, when I was your age, I was putting my head through a wall. You think you could do that? No." And believe me, I have no problem doing that again. I've taken wooden crates and having them sandwich the wooden crate on my head. Can you do that? No. I've taken heavy duty. I've even I flattened a heavy duty trash can. Not those aluminum trash cans that you see in the ring. We're talking heavy duty that you would get at Home Depot. Yeah, I flattened one of those. And I was a little and I'm 250 I'm 253 pounds. I am. I'm two Yeah, I'm a fat fuck. I don't care. I'm 253 pounds of chewed bubble gum. At Logan's age, I was I would say like maybe 150. I was pretty thin. I know that that may be this is like there's no way. Yeah, there is a way. It's called a nervous system in I was vomiting every day. I would vomit every morning and nobody would know why. I went to every doctor and everything. I had some issues. I had some gastro issues and I can go without eating for 3 days because of that. And yeah, I can I can always lose the weight at any time. I can. It's just that, you know, I'm older now and I'm going through some shit. Even more so because of the holidays. Yeah. And it's one of those things. But with Logan Paul, there is no excuse. I have one match. I have one more match. I really do. And yeah, I know it's not the best thing in the world, but yeah, I'm a mud show outlaw. I am. I used to do backyard wrestling. And yeah, I've done some crazy shit in my time when I was doing the backyard wrestling, but not to the point where I would smack myself in the face, get smacked in the face with a light fixture or putting myself in a position where I would have to go to the hospital. Yeah, I came close at certain times, but hey, I'm still standing. When I put my head, when my head went through the wall, I was this close. You see that? This close from hitting the beam, part of the frame of the wall. This close. Had I gone more over to the right, my head would have been hitting that beam, and I definitely would have went to the hospital that same evening. And we were live when we did it. Think Logan Paul? You think Logan Paul would ever do anything like that? No, of course not, because he doesn't have the balls to do what I did. He doesn't, and I am glad that I can go over on him on 2K24. Which brings me to number three. Perfect segue. Pat McAfee pack in WWE 2K24. And now, yes, I know. It's like, how is that a bad moment in WWE? It's a WWE. Yes, I know. I'm kind of cheating a little bit, but hey, sometimes I gotta cheat. It's a WWE game. It's a WWE licensed product. It's a WWE licensed product. So, and it's my list, so it counts. Now, we were get anybody who bought the season pass, anybody who had bought the season pass of WWE 2K24 were gifted 5 DLC packs. And then there was a special DLC pack that you had to purchase. And that ends with it. But one of those DLC packs, one of those DLC packs was how I just felt just now. The Pat McAfee pack. Um, apparently, I don't have a problem with Pat McAfee, but who the hell are these other guys? I know they're part of it, that it's a sprue from the podcast. I get it, but why? Why did not they did? It was a disappointment. It was a disappointment deal, and 2K24 very good game. I'm not gonna lie, and yeah, they should have won best sports game at the Game Awards. That's not what I'm talking. What I'm talking about is that out of all the DLC packs, it's like, why did you waste one of those packs on this particular? Why? You could have had a TNA. You could have had a TNA Invasion pack. You didn't do it. You didn't do it. Yeah, the ECW pack, which was one of my personal favorites. You had the WCW pack. That was good. You had the music pack. Then you had some um and then you had some other one here, and then of course the Brave Riot memorial pack and everything. Hey, what's going on, Script? Haven't heard from you in a long time. Hope everything's doing okay. Merry Christmas to you too. um, but yeah, it's really one of those, you know, you always gotta have that one pack that 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 was complete dud, and the Pat McAfee pack was. You know, like I said, Pat McAfee was good. Um, was good being in the game, being an unlockable character. I mean, being a DLC character, that's fine. He's part of the WWE, and I get that. That's fine. But these other guys, I don't know who the hell these guys are. I don't listen to his podcast. I do watch a show on ESPN, which is awesome. But when it comes to podcasts, I'm more of a Jim Cornette guy. But yeah, this right here, this Pat McAfee, it was just like one of those one of those packs that it's like, okay, did you bring this out in April? Is this an April Fool's joke and everything like that? I mean, come on, let's give us the real pack, you know. But you know, it is what it is, I suppose. But that's why it's so high on the list. Um, Number two, the New Day teasing breakup storyline. And I know it may sound confusing from what I just read there, but believe me when I say this, it was, you know, I know there comes a time where a team is going to split, where a team or a faction is bound to split up sooner or later. I wanted, yeah, no word yet, no word on 2K25, but yeah, it is one of those things, and um, but yes, nothing has been mentioned yet about that, but yeah, um, but actually here I'm doing the year end wrap up of WWE of 2024. Um, but yeah, this right here though, um, the new day, teams are, as much as I don't like seeing that happen, it's one of those things that does happen sooner or later. And to me, I don't want to see a team split up, you know, unless the story is there. And this is one of the stories that that they were hinting at it, where Kofi and Xavier were going to go their separate ways, but that's what should have happened if they were going to go that route. But instead, they did a 180 and went the other direction and just kicked Big E out of the room, and we got what we got. I think it would have been. I think this how I would have made this make more sense of all this is what they were doing with the with with Kofi and Xavier going their separate ways and having that having that argument and then splitting up. Could have went with that. Then the 10th anniversary, Big E comes back, embraces them, and saying, "It's the holidays. We need this." You know, yeah, I know I haven't been with you, as I should have, but we're, but damn it, we're a family, and you know, kind of have that story where it would have it. That's how it should have been. Then when they're when they're a group again, they could have had a match, a Saturday night's main event, and lose, and that's when Xavier Woods would have just turned on both Kofi and Xavier. I mean, and Xavier turning on both Kofi and Big E. That's how you would do it. But we got what we got. We still have the New Day. However, what we got was that. Me personally, my idea is better. And I, I thought that, no, I didn't actually. But yeah, this is what we got. And I don't know. I don't know. Okay. So what is number one on this list? Now, I talked about Logan Paul being a waste of space in WWE. And I still stand by that. However, there is one guy who I will admit where I will give credit where credit is due that, Logan is doing his job of being a heel, and I get that. And but there is one guy that was even more of a waste of money given what we know about him. And he's number 1 on my bad list, my bad moments list. Odyssey Jones. Here's a guy that made an impact in NXT, did some, had a good run. I mean, had good, and then, of course, being called up to the main roster is something unique. But for some reason, and he would have been the fifth Beatle of the New Day, you know, given that given that story arc, you know, would have been a replacement for for Big E, and going with that group and everything, and working with that. That was fine. That was fine. But what we know about Odyssey Jones now is a waste of time and money. And listen, and bad timing is 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 what I could best describe Odyssey Jones is that, you know, they were gonna do something special, maybe having him be that fourth guy in New Day, you know, kind of rehashing the group a little bit. I would have had no problem with that. But given what we got, he had one appearance, one appearance with the New Day, and then shortly after, we get the news we get the news report that Odyssey Jones has been released from WWE because of an alleged domestic dispute. And I first heard about it on World Culture Wrestling, and I'm shocked. And I was shocked because they were gonna do I don't know what they were gonna do with Odyssey Jones, knowing that he was hanging with the New Day, but it was a bad move. It was a bad move. And now you can't even excuse me. You can't even talk about Odyssey Jones now in the WWE. You can't even mention him up. And that's why when you had that new you know, when Xavier Woods was having that argument, one of those arguments that he had with Kofi, he w- he wanted to bring up Odyssey Jones, but he couldn't, knowing what we know about him, and it was horrible. It was a horrible it was a bad investment. It was a bad investment. It wouldn't be so bad. It would, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. It would not have been that big of a deal had he not do anything involving with the New Day. They could have just branded him as just this new guy that's coming fresh from NXT and just working solo. He didn't need um to ride Kofi's coattails. He certainly did not need to ride Xavier Woods' coattails and be that replacement, to be that filler for Big E. Did not need that. He probably would probably it would have been good for Odyssey to maybe having some solo matches, but and then maybe working and then maybe having MVP start scouting him and saying, "Hey, align yourself with us, and we'll make something special." But given what um a disappointment failed move, which is an honorable mention of the Hurt Business not being you know a failed opportunity for the Hurt Business to make an impact in WWE, especially with Bobby. You know, we got what we got, and look what happened. And I know I said I wasn't going to talk about AEW, but we got Shelton Benjamin, we got um, Bobby, we got MVP. You know, doing good things in AEW now, and yeah, that is WWE's mistake for not you know proper booking the Hurt Business, now known as the Hurt Syndicate. But hey, we got what we got, and that's all she wrote. Yeah, that's the top. Those are my five bad moments in WWE. Now let's have some fun, and let's run down the top five best moments in WWE, starting with at number five last week, Saturday night's main event returning to NBC after being away for I would say for pretty much for a couple of decades now. Um, it was good to see that, and seeing Jesse Ventura, um, seeing Jesse Ventura back, and um, having bringing his A game to the show, and not missing a beat, and being that heel commentator, which was something that Corey Graves should take notes on. Just saying, you know, no hard feelings, Corey. You're still a good commentator, man. You and Michael Cole are good together. Work good together. Just saying. And but but you seriously need to take notes on how to be a good heel commentator. Just saying. And Jesse Ventura, the body, can make it happen. Ladies and gentlemen, that was my weakest impression of Jesse the Body that you will ever hear on this show. You're damn right, Tom Dog. That was an absolute worst impression of the body. However, your impression of Stone Cold Steve Austin is top notch. What? Correction, Macho Man. Oh, yeah. Macho Man can cut a big promo better than what I was doing bonus stores, Butterman. Get you. I know. I know Macho did do that. Because Macho never had us doing that, brother. Here. Where's that prima donna? Cry baby Hulk Hogan. Yeah. He's just jealous because I'm a better champion than him than he'll ever be. Yeah. Oh yeah. And listen, and I almost forgot one important thing about Saturday night's main event, the winged eagle belt, and so yeah, it was good to see a little bit of nostalgia from that. So it really warmed the cockles of my heart. So yeah, correction. I shouldn't have to pluralize art because I only have one, and it's gold. Okay, number 4, and this is my personal favorite. You know, why did I not put this at number 1? I don't know, because I didn't want to stroke my own ego. That's good, Tom, because you don't need to stroke your ego. Just save it for the body. Thank you, Mr. Ventura. Governor Ventura, if you don't mind. Remember, I was the governor of Minnesota, former Navy SEAL. I had the displeasure of saying that I was in brackets. If you don't know what that movie is, go watch Wrestling with Regret. But yeah, coming in at number 4 are the best moments of the best number 4 best moment in WWE. TNA versus WWE. Now, you're probably scratching your head and saying, where did I miss TNA versus WWE? Um, Jordan Grace showing up at the Women's Royal Rumble. Joe Hendry making an appearance in NXT. Jordan Grace showing up in NXT. And some other guy that's now NXT champion. And yeah, and, and yeah, this is a really big deal. And yeah, this, you know, which is again, like I said, Vince McMahon would never even dream of doing something like this. Would never. Like I said, he had that attempt, he had an attempt to do that with World Championship Wrestling. They declined. However, he did do some work with ECW because let's face it, that was actually pretty good. And yeah, it's reminiscent of that. Only this time it's with total nonstop action, and I like it. I really like it, and and when I when I opened up this, when I opened up the season with the talking about this right here was something amazing because the moment I talked about that, the moment I talked about that, that's when things came, that things started coming together. That and let's give credit where credit is due. Naomi, um, her contract was up. She was going to come back to the WWE. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Uh, she also showed up at the. I believe she also showed up at the Royal Rumble. It was amazing, and I talked about all this at the beginning of the season. At the beginning of this season, and I gotta say, somebody was watching my show when I was talking about this, and I said, and I'm pretty sure, and this isn't the first time stuff like this has ever happened, where somebody is secretly watching my show and giving WWE hints on what should be done within the company. That's why I started making my own, doing my own, booking of some guys. Maybe they'll run with that, and if they run with that, like how I booked Logan Paul, now that he's coming back, I think that that's what they need to do. Just saying, just saying. Could have done that, you could have booked a nice storyline with the New Day, hint about a possible breakup, but then all of a sudden, you know, Biggie comes talking them out, which was uh close to what they were gonna do, and then it would all fall apart at the end, at Saturday night's main event, and then boom, Xavier Woods kicked Kofi's leg out his leg and everything like that, you know, and then they start feuding. So there you go. I would have had that storyline. That storyline would have been a lot better, you know. But you know, but what they were doing with TNA with this, I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen in 2025. That maybe we'll get to see them do more stuff than just what we were seeing from them. I think that would be a lot better. And just maybe have you know maybe like next year they can do a Survivor Series War Games TNA versus uh WWE. That would be like a you know what I mean? Just saying. I am just saying. It could happen. It could happen. I would actually, I would find ways to buy in Peacock again just so I would watch that paper. Listen, I just booked you guys some Survivor Series. There you go. You're welcome. Which will be really good because the women's division versus the TNA knockouts at War Games, the Survivor Series. Come on. Come on. You can't go wrong with that. You literally cannot go wrong with that. You just can't. That's something unique, folks. That is something unique. I'm telling you, I opened up and let me be the first to say that I opened up Pandora's box at the beginning of this season when I did that episode, and I'm very proud of that episode. I really am. I am 100% proud of booking dream matches and coming this close to actually having that happen. We need to have that happen. Or maybe they can do something with AEW. I'm just saying. Just putting it out there. Because don't forget who originally uh owns AEW. And they brought up AEW when Cody Rhodes did that documentary last year. And I'm all out of drink. But why did the end of this taste like there was alcohol in it? I'm tasting alcohol. But yeah, just remember, I opened up the Pandora's box between WWE and TNA. And I plan on, and I did it again, and hopefully I did it again with WWE and AEW. Just saying. We almost had it. We almost opened up the Pandora's box because had John Moxley show up, I mean, had John Moxley been around instead of in Japan, we could have had a Shield moment that would have been amazing. Just saying. I'm just saying. Okay, Tom Dog, I'll give you that credit. Something that I would never see in a million years. Maybe there's hope for you yet. Maybe. Maybe with your help, we could probably get these wrestlers insured. We need wrestling to be unionized. That's true. Okay, coming in at number 3, the Wyatt Six. And I gotta say, I can't stop watching those jump scares all the time. I just can't. I just can't. Those jump scares at the end, they just get me all the time. You know, the moment they came on the scene this summer, I wasn't planning. I was not expecting a jump scare, but damn it, they felt like something was on my neck. And it's the Wyatt Six. Oh, but yeah, I'm liking this. I'm liking this moment, and I like it. And they made quite an impact when they debuted over the summertime. Yeah, it was really good. It was a really good feel, and it just felt so funny that you know that their picture were taken at a nearby burger joint after the show, and they're trying to say, oh, these guys are breaking up kayfabe, and yeah, what happened about that? What happened to this alleged kayfabe break? I'll tell you what happened. It blew up in their faces. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Governor Ventura. You're welcome. I'm an evil person. Yes, you are. I know I was a pain in the ass during my time in the WWE, but Jesus, Tom Dog, you're really an evil guy. I should be concerned about you, but I can't help being somewhat excited that your impression of me is getting better and better each minute you talk like a little bit. I don't know. I don't know. That it's getting late. I'm getting tired. Wimp. Sorry, Governor Ventura. You better be sorry. You got a show to finish. I didn't hear no bell. Okay. Uh, Number two, the Bloodline Family Feud. Because let's face it, this is a family feud. After after what happened at WrestleMania, the band split up, and there you go. That's how you do a split up fact. That's how you split up a faction. No offense, New Day, that could have been you, but it was. You know, New Day should have took notes. And we got two different brands of the Bloodline, and the final boss, The Rock, is a smack down in the middle. And yeah, we're putting The Rock on this list because you know is included in the number two spot because let's face it, it was he's part of the bloodline. He's the final boss and one good snazzy dresser. Okay, okay, okay. We will have you on later. All right. Like I said, I'm losing it. I'm tired. But right here, this is a moment that yeah, this right here, and The Rock should be more like the peacekeeper of all this and saying, like, hopefully we'll get to see this, see the bloodline unite as one because you gotta, and they can become a bigger faction than the New World Order. only done better. Because let's face it, and technically, shouldn't The Rock be? I know he's the final boss and everything, but don't you think that he's worthy of the Uvalhalla? I'm just saying, why is he not the tribal chief? I'm just saying, you know, final boss, tribal chief, who gets top billing? Like who? Technically, it should be The Rock. He's the ultimate tribal. He's the head, you know, high chief. I guess you could say. Why not? High Chief Rocky Maivia? Can't have that? That would be awesome. I mean, come on, that would be awesome. Calling himself the final boss. Final boss. He's the high chief, man. Come on. Just saying. Just saying. And you're saying it well. Thank you, Governor Ventura. Anytime. But yeah, the Bloodline fan, and I'm glad that we're gonna go, and hopefully we get to see a conclusion of this, because I think this will be something really amazing. Then at number one, Cody Rhodes finishing his story. WrestleMania 40, awesome pay per view. One of my personal favorites. Cody Rhodes winning the big one. His story was told. A new story begins, and yeah, we'll see where this story is going. I mean, Cody Rhodes getting the you know we'll see how long yeah, he's injured. Quick injury update. Of course, everybody knows he what had happened last week was after the camera were turned off on for Saturday night's main event. Kevin Owens gave him uh gave him a pile driver and breaking his neck, and there you go. It's something that happened, and yeah, it's something that totally happened. So, um, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a quick break, um, and like a brief intermission, because I gotta use the bathroom. Nature is calling, and I gotta. So what I'm gonna do, instead of having me leave, I'm gonna put up the graphic and everything like that, and you got to observe that for a few minutes, and yeah, I really got to use the bathroom. So um, so we're almost done with the show, and yeah, we're already 90 minutes in, and yeah, looks like we're going overtime. So I will be right back. So, Governor Ventura, let me get this straight. You were you were supposed to be in the first Expendables movie? That's right, Tom Dog. I was supposed to be in the first Expendables movie, but for some reason, Arnold and Sylvester Stallone had no interest in putting me into the movie. But you were in action movies with both Arnold and Stallone back in the day. You were in Demolition Man, and you were also in The Predator with Arnold. That yes, that is correct, and I should have been in the Expendables movie. For some odd reason, I don't know what the problem was, whether it was bad timing or whatever. I just don't know. And let me tell you something. The body would have been really good in the Expendables because the Expendables would have had a perfectly good body. All right. Well, that was Jesse Ventura, folks. Governor Ventura. Get it right, Tom Dog. All right. All right, Governor Ventura. Good to see you. See you next time. Thank you for having me and have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and Happy Holidays to everybody that's watching at home. Thank you, Governor Ventura, and happy holidays to you and your family as well. Thank you. You just missed Governor Ventura. He was just here. All right. Bathroom break over. And now it's time for the other the other two parts that I have on this episode, and that is the top 5 WWE wrestlers from both the men and women's division. So, top 5, we'll start with the women first because I'm a gentleman like that, and ladies are always. Starting off with number 5 on the list, Chelsea Green. Um, Fresh off of her winning the inaugural Women's United States Championship. Congratulations to her, by the way. And it was a really good match that I talked about last week. And yeah, and fun fact, she is married to Matt Cardona. And yeah, so yeah, this who Matt, when he was wrestling in the WWE as Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder was a United States champion too in the men's division, and yeah, so um, how fitting this is that Chelsea Green is um, is a U.S. champion, so in the women's division. So congratulations on her again, and moving to this list, and hopefully, the team up between Chelsea and Piper um, can pay off well, and maybe having them go their separate ways, and that's one tag team I wouldn't mind seeing split up. So yeah, um, number 4 on this list, Number four best wrestler in the women's division, Tiffany Stratton. She is definitely moving up on this list, actually. And I gotta say, she has done really well for herself. Um, becoming a Miss Money in the Bank, and you know, I hope I hope she does cash that in before at the right moment. You got to do this well, and I would like to see her cash. I'm sure everybody would like to see her cash that in on on Nia Jax, but I think we may see a huge 180 and see Tiffany um cash cash in her briefcase against number three on the list. Perfect segue. Liv Morgan. Um, Liv also, of course, is moving up on this list, and yeah, so ever since winning the championship against Rhea Ripley, and having having Mm. and having a fling with a relationship with Dirty Dom, and yeah, this is really this is so yeah, she's becoming a really good heel and everything, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing um where you know how long she's going to be champion for, and I'm really looking forward to it. At number two on this list, Bailey. Um, it was tough. It was tough putting her on this, putting someone on this list because you know I did wanted to put Jade Cargill on there, but um, I'm waiting for the right moment because when she is um, she of course Jade Cargill is a honorable mention. And but I just think that really would love to see um Jade, when she comes back, venture out on her own and capturing a singles championship. I think the opportunity is there. It's time, and yeah, we need to see that happen. Just saying. But going back to Bailey though, Bailey, um, after after getting kicked out of Damage Control, which to me, I don't even know what's going on with Damage Control because I mean, are they a babyface faction or a heel faction now? I don't know, but it's confusing. But everything made sense when Bailey was leading Damage Control. I'm just saying, and it's nice. It is nice though to see Bailey as a babyface again. And however, you know, but still um have that attitude um on her. I think that that's also really good. It is sad that we don't get to see her cheerful, huggy self and everything. I kind of miss that in a way, because I love the wacky, waveable, inflatable, arm flailing tube men. But I'm sure somewhere down the road we'll get to see that for nostalgia. So we'll never know. Number one on the list, and then topping it off at number one on this list is Rhea Ripley. Um, There's nothing more that hasn't been said. After mommy got injured and everything, and then she got got her title taken from Liv, and of course, her Dom left her and everything. It was a sad moment. It was a sad moment, but instead of mommy, you know, being sad about it, mommy gets angry, and mad mommy get even. So yeah, this moment right here was so yeah, she she really she's going to be a force to be reckoned with, and it's going to happen. Excuse me. And Rhea is going to I can't wait to see Rhea become champion again. Okay, now we're on to last finally on this list, we have one more thing, and that is the top 5 WWE wrestlers for the men's division. And again, this was a tough list, but if you have a favorite that's not on this list, by all means let me know in the comment section or in chat since we're live. We're almost going into 2 hours, folks. Y'all on your ass. So, um, at number 5, LA Knight. I had to put him on this list because, like I said earlier, he beat Logan Paul for the United States Championship, so he earns the number 5 spot on this list. My top 5. Yeah. Number 4, CM Punk. He had a rocky start at the beginning of the year because of the he got injured at um at Royal Rumble. Made quite an impact at WrestleMania, and after a brutal feud with Drew McIntyre, I'm glad to see he's moving on after that feud, and finally actually finally doing something at um with Seth Rollins, and then also he was in the main event with Roman Reigns and the rest of the bloodline, and good memorable match there in the War Games, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what what the wise one um Paul Heyman had to say. Um, what's the promise that was given, which I think it's a spot in Royal Rumble and to headline WrestleMania. I think that's the goal. Um, because CM Punk has never headlined WrestleMania, and I think he's well overdue now that he's back in the WWE. Um, we really need to see um CM Punk get the title again, and also get the not only the championship but also um a headline main event match at WrestleMania. We need to see it. There's WrestleMania's 2 nights now. He's got to be on one of them. So yeah. And speaking of Roman Reigns, he's at number 3 on this list. After coming back from after losing the title against Cody Rhodes and at WrestleMania. It's good to see him back and everything, and being the OG tribal chief and everything, the original tribal chief, I should say, OTC. Yeah, you know, I'm liking the story arc that's going on with this. The bloodline and everything, and hopefully we will get to see that match between him and The Rock, which will probably happen at WrestleMania. They were trying to do that this year, but what we got. But nothing to complain about because it was still. I mean, it was. I mean, that part there was. I will admit, it was. You know, an honorable mention worst moment, but oh, an honorable mention bad moment, but still, this right here is actually really good, and so hopefully it pays off at the end and everything, where the winner goes against the champion at WrestleMania, which I hope they do run with that. I would love to see that, and so yeah, I want to see that happen. Maybe even finally seeing The Rock in Cody Rhodes. I can see that happening, and excuse me, not just in the tag match, but I'm talking about a full fledged one-on-one match between Cody Rhodes and The Rock. Love to see that happen. It could happen. It could happen. Number two, speaking of Cody Rhodes, number two, Cody Rhodes. Um, like I said, after finishing his story at WrestleMania, what else is there, than to um write a new story? And Cody's doing his job well. I wish him, and speaking of well, I wish him well after what happened to him last week at the end of some Saturday night's main event. Um, and yeah, this. Excuse me. And so yeah, Cody, I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next. Um, he'll be back in time for Royal Rumble, and yeah, really looking forward to that. So yeah, definitely got to watch what happens and who's going to face Cody at WrestleMania. We will find out. And number one, number one on this list, the Ring General, the World Heavyweight Champion, Gunther. We all wanted to see it. We got it. Him being world champion, you cannot go wrong with that. Everybody is happy about that. And Logan, again, if you think for 1 second you're going to take that title away from Gunther, think again because he's going to light your chest up like a Christmas tree. He's going to do it. He's going to do it, folks. And I'm going to get a front row seat when that happens with my bag of popcorn. Oh, you shall see. But yeah, you know, you got to show that respect to Gunther for you know for being and let's face it, top heel in the business, um, top guy in the business as well too. Um, knows how to heat up the crowd with his heel ways and everything. You cannot. there's nothing. You hate him, but you love him at the same time. The ring general, you can't go wrong with that. Gunther, number one in my book, and yes, he and him being and there's a rule in wrestling. There's a rule in wrestling. If you're a heel in the business, if you're the top heel in the business, and they're cheering for you, you're not doing your job as a heel, and that's true. That is true and everything. And when people try to cheer him, Gunther is very professional and just, you know, gives you a reason why he is the top heel in the business because, nobody can do it better than him. And yeah, in today's modern wrestling and everything like that, I mean, who else better than the lead of the generation that's going to, you know, hey, listen, we can hate the heels, there, because there's a rule. Another rule in wrestling: you cheer for the baby faces and you boo the heels. It's never booing the baby face and cheering the heel. Can't do that because your character is supposed to be babyface or heel, and the fans are doing completely opposite. You're not gonna last. You're not. However, there is an exception. If there's two top heels if there's two heels in the business and one of them is more respected than the other guy, case in point, if Gunther ever fought Logan Paul, or when Gunther fights Logan Paul, people are going to cheer Gunther because Gunther is more respected he's a respectful heel. People do respect him, and 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 people have done their assignment, and Gunther's the teacher. Yes, he is the ring general, the reigning, defending world heavyweight champion, the ring general. Gunther. What? Fortunately, folks, I'm afraid I have some bad news. Sorry, sorry, Wade Barrett for stealing our gimmick, but I'm afraid I have some bad. It's all the time I have for today. Uh, This episode comes to a close. We're going to pick this up again tomorrow night with the with part two of our season finale. Don't forget, tomorrow we got the AEW year in review. Yes, sir. And yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in. Be sure to follow me on Blue Sky at TomDog247. If you missed any of tonight's episode, you can check it out as soon as I turn off that camera. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Comment down below what was your favorite moment in WWE of 2024. Let us know in the comment section down below. And who is your favorite wrestler to watch this year in 2024? Who's your number one guy? Gunther's my and Rhea Ripley. And Rhea Ripley is my number one man. And Odyssey Jones is my worst moment. But I would like to know your favorite wrestler of of this your number one guy or gal this year, as well as your favorite moment this year. Leave it in the comment section down below. Ring the bell to stay notified of what I'm going to be doing next, and be sure to support small streamers like myself by doing the most important thing that you could do for us small streamers like myself, and that is lay the smackdown on that subscribe button. Like I said, we'll see you back here again tomorrow with the AEW year in review, the year end wrap up of AEW in 2024, and I hope to see you all there for tomorrow's fun-filled festivities. And not only are we going to you know relive some of the finest moments of AEW this year, but we're also going to be also saying goodbye to some to the wrestlers that we lost. And so yeah, it's pretty big list, and yeah, we gotta talk about it, and we're going to do so um in a respectful manner. Yeah. Um yeah, we're gonna pay our respects, um definitely. And yeah, we're gonna definitely do so. Um and then that's it for, and plus also I will be revealing the new logo for for the spin-off show of Wrestling Prime, and be in tune for that because we're gonna have a blast with that. So yeah, I will be reveal it live here tonight. Not tonight, but live on the AEW year-end wrap-up. So yeah, that's all on the agenda tomorrow, and yeah, we're gonna do that. Do that. It'll be fun. It'll be a fun time. So gonna be a tough list to make because there were some good moments in AEW and there's some bad moments in AEW. We're gonna get to that. Plus, also, um, our top uh male wrestlers and our top female wrestlers. So yeah, really good moments that we're gonna see, and we're all gonna have a great time with it. So till then, thank you all so much for tuning in, and we'll see you all again here tomorrow for that part two of our season finale. Till then, this is Tom Dog saying take care, so long, peace. Have a good night, everybody. See you next time.